So first of all, my name is Merissa Sadler-Holder, and I am a classroom teacher with 13 years experience. And I'm also the founder of Teaching with Machines. Excuse me. How many teachers are here right now? Yes. Okay, real question for you guys. How many of you have already started the countdown, the summer countdown? Okay, definitely. I see you. Okay, so here's the thing. Last year, this time, I went to the ASU+GSV Summit, and I couldn't get into hardly any of the AI and education workshops. They were packed. And I was super, as a teacher, I've been like, okay, this is exciting. The possibilities are exciting. But what does this mean for teachers? And the impact on teachers. Because you know what? Amidst all of this excitement is change. And we've seen a lot of change in the last 5 years in education, probably more so in the last 10 years, right? It's been constant change. So I decided to begin with Teaching with Machines for a place of resources for teachers to turn to, one of their own, that they can trust, that they can learn this AI thing and use templates and documents, anything you need, all in regards to AI. So while I decided to I started building Teaching with Machines while I took a leave of absence. So I needed to make money, right? So I decided to do what I do best. I put myself back into the classroom with the flexibility. But in that, I was able to have a conversation. Kids are really good at spilling the tea when they know that there's no repercussions for them telling you things. So they started telling me how they used AI, what apps they used. It's almost like they were ready to pull out a PowerPoint and show me exactly what they did with AI. And I thought, okay, this is good research. Okay, I see what you're doing. But at the same time, I was also exploring how different teachers, kindergarten to a special day class, what they needed for AI, where that could kind of play a role in their life, in their class. And then I started talking to the administration. And what I found was I had a great conversation with somebody, and they said, yes, come talk for my staff, give a professional development. They would love that. But they're going to really want to hear you talk about the cheating aspect with AI. That's what they care about, right? And I said, yes, of course, I'm going to cover it. And he's like, but I got to tell you, I use AI. And I said, what? You do? What did you use it for? And he's like, I used it to do my commencement speech last year. And I said, that's amazing. That's a great use case. Did you tell your staff? No. And the look of horror that crossed his face. And I thought, oh, well, this is interesting. Guilt, shame, this feeling of using AI. Why are we feeling this way? Is it an educator thing? Because I know educators, we're really good at making ourselves feel guilty. We didn't get to chapter 11. We didn't do this. At the end of the year, I'm worried about my students not getting the most out of what I'm offering them. So is this an educator thing? And so I took to LinkedIn and I asked on LinkedIn, okay, so I asked on LinkedIn, do you feel guilt or shame using AI? And most of my people, my network, are educators and said, yes. Yes, I do feel some kind of guilt or shame using it to complete a task. But then there was this one guy, not an educator, CEO of a company, who said, are you guys crazy? I will not hire somebody who has not been able to learn how to leverage AI. Let that sink in. I won't hire somebody who doesn't know how to use AI. This was 6 months ago, right? So how do we go from guilt and shame to essentially preparing our students for their future. Well, clearly we're gonna have to work in some literacy there, but not just for our students, but for ourselves. But again, this falls on us again. How do we do that without making it seem another drastic change, right? So, because if we don't do it, the kids are gonna teach themselves. Let's watch a TikTok. Let's watch a TikTok.
Dude, it wrote the entire thing for me in like 30 seconds. Yeah, I didn't do anything.
Tyler, aren't you supposed to be working on that final essay?
I turned it in early, Mom. I worked really hard on it.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. Anyways, it's called ChatGPT. You just type in a prompt and it writes about it. Yeah, it's kind of like Wall-E, I guess.
Tyler.
What?
Your English teacher just called. Yeah, I'm looking at him right now. I can't believe it either. He says you discovered the cure for cancer in your essay? You know, I knew he was smart. I didn't know he was this smart. This is unbelievable. Oh, hold on. I'm getting another phone call. Hello? Mr. President?
If you pause and you read the article that the creator created, it literally says how this student cured cancer through his essay, 8th grade essay, entitled, "If I Were a Worm for a Day." So I think I may have taught him, I don't know. But anyways, so they're teaching themselves, right? And it reminded me that cheating evolves. Cheating is an old problem. There was the calculator. How dare they use a calculator, right? And then there was, smartphones, smartwatches, all this stuff, right? Chromebooks. I see teachers nodding. They get it. They understand cheating evolves. And this is just new. It's a new way. So let me tell you, my first 2 years of teaching, my educational program told me, take the time, spend that extra time to build really good lessons, really good projects. I mean, work overtime to do it. And so then you can tweak them later on and it'll get easier, right? So I did that. I was a French teacher, by the way. 13 years French teacher. Second year I came out. Google Translate. Suddenly I had students who couldn't write, "I have a cat named Moopy," writing prose that rivals Voltaire. And I was like, what? Okay, clearly they're using this tool to cheat and not to learn. So how do we switch this perspective? Then I went to a conference, a language conference, and they said, what if we teach the kids how to use the tool to learn? And so I created this incredibly detailed and beautiful Google sheet, right? But the point was, not that it's super pretty, it was simple. It was easy and efficient. This is one way I attach to projects where they can cite their work. You cite it. You tell me why you used Google Translate. You tell me what part, you identify what part was challenging for you. I gathered that data when they did it. They were able to cite their work, so I didn't look like Voltaire, right? And I could say, okay, you're learning with this tool. You're no longer using it as a cheating tool. And I think we're gonna have to do the same thing with AI. So here's the thing, and if I had a hair tie with me, I'd be like, all right, teacher mode. Okay, so here's the thing. You gotta start with those projects that knock it out of the park, something that you already have, because you are professionals. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You have them in your back pocket. You know what works. So there's great learning outcomes. There's, engagement. And you know that feeling as a teacher when you just sit back and you look and you're like, oh yeah, this is the good stuff. I did that, right? Okay, that's the project you're gonna use. Then you're gonna run it through some kind of chatbot, whether it's AI, ChatGPT or Bing or whatever, and you're gonna ask for supplementary activities to complement this project. And then you can ask, of course, to cite some tools, whatever you want to do. Just keep it super simplistic. It is a complementary thing to your already amazing project and assignment that you already give. And then you're going to pick one that your students would probably enjoy doing. Just pick one. And then keep it low risk. This is important because it demonstrates that we are learning how to use this tool, and they're not going to have some kind of punitive thing attached to it. So you're allowing them to play, and you're giving them a low-risk activity that complements an amazing project, and it's exploration without fear. And then the last step, which is probably the most important step, is to reflect. There's two parts of reflection here. Reflecting on how the tool operates, right? Did you run into any challenges, limitations, biases? How did you overcome these challenges while using this tool? Second one, it's going to be more about how did this tool enhance your learning of the topic? What did it do to make it easier for you to understand the topic or support your understanding or demonstrating your understanding of a topic? So we're working on two things here. And here's an example of what I did in my French class. You can play the video.
Le corbeau et le renard, par Ella Gian Kaylee Isserina. Maître corbeau sur un arbre perché tenait son bec en fromage. Maître renard par l'odeur alléchée, lui tend à peu près ses languages.
Okay, it's super short. And the thing is, it took me about 5 minutes to set up. I said, okay, I want the kids to speak. I want them to make some kind of video. I know Canva, my students have access to. I want them to demonstrate the understanding of the text through creating these images. The kids did this in 40 minutes. They were done. They went in, and then we had the discussion. So remember, select a project. Let AI inspire you. Select an activity and a tool. Plan for play. And reflect and repeat. Because when we do this, not only are we keeping our curriculum relevant to the students in the students' eyes, we are also reflecting on their learning. We are building AI literacy. We are using our 21st century skills for the future. And all of this prepares our students for the future in just small, tiny ways. And teachers, I'm speaking directly to you. You are the professionals. You know what will work and what doesn't work. And so use that educational background, use that to just kind of adjust slightly because you've already created all these amazing things. You don't have to overhaul. You're just going to add a little bit of frosting to what amazing thing you already do. So tomorrow I'm giving a session a little bit about this, a little bit more about this. And remember that Google Translate beautiful document? Well, I actually created 2 documents for free for you guys to have. One of them is building AI classroom norms. And the other one is a flexible toolbox that you attach to any project that gives you permission and boundaries for the students to be able to use AI. But you need both of those things before you actually put this into effect. So I'd love to see you guys there. And then the last thing, you can join me at teachingwithmachines.com. You'll find templates, downloads, weekly AI newsletter, a community of teachers and educators, and of course, this is the biggest thing. While I fully support student AI literacy, first, just like in an airplane, first the adult, then the student, right? So if you are interested in AI learning journeys, professional development for teachers, please do not hesitate to reach out. It's super important. Teachers, we got this. You all are super amazing, and thank you so much.